Some redneck goes up there. I'm gonna win it for America.
Home or the brave.
What goes up there wearing like a Confederate flag bandana, beer belly, like way out there.
One of the ones he goes to take a sip of the beer actually, and he spews it out. This ain't Michelob, God damn it! This here's some foreign tasteless beer. I ain't trying to drink all that. I'm red, white, and blue to the veins, son. America.
This tastes like piss.
Anyway, nah, but yeah, it's hard to follow the sports that I want to see on Olympics and shit, because like you said, they're just playing at odd hours and on channels most of the time I don't even fucking have, you know. And honestly, like, I don't even watch TV. Like, we've gone over other
yeah.
Like, anytime I watch TV, really, it's when I'm at work.
Yeah,
if
me
I'm
too.
not at work, I don't even watch TV.
Yeah, because unfortunately where I work, there's a huge TV like right in front of my face. So it's like, okay, well, I guess if I'm going to sit here, and might as well look at this damn thing if there's anything good on. No, I was watching over the weekend UFC for a little bit. That was kind of boring.
Yeah, the UFC on?
Yeah.
Again?
They have like one every weekend now.
I was about to say, yeah. Seems like it.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. It was like, I don't know. I wasn't getting into it. I was wishing like kickboxing or something. Boxing would have been on, but I couldn't really find anything.
I'm surprised it wasn't on.
Because like every fight was like, I'm going to lay on this guy. I'm just going to take him down.
Oh, wait, yeah. They had Bruce Leroy and what's his name as the main event, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I forget. I did watch some of that. Yeah, it was alright, but...
Yeah.
No, yeah. Surprisingly enough, there was no boxing on this past weekend.
I know. Usually that's about... I mean, they're usually like neck and neck with each other.
Yeah.
Let's put one on, you know. Usually like Saturday night's the perfect night for...
They've been putting on boxing a lot more, period, man.
Yeah, which is nice.
Even during the week, like you can catch boxing matches now, or boxing cards, which is nice. Exactly.
Yeah.
This different variety of what to watch. Kickboxing actually been on a lot more too. Now, I mean more the K1 rule style, but either way, it's just good to see combat sports jumping up as a whole.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
Not just MMA, not just boxing, but everything. You know,
get a variety.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you watch the same thing, or at least for me, if I watch the same thing over and over again, it gets kind of boring after a while. Did you hear about Conor McGregor's little comments about wrestling?
No.
So I guess let me see if I can find.
Oh wait, is that about the memes and shit? I've seen some memes about it, like, but I don't know really the full, nook and cranny of the whole deal.
See if I can't find you the exact quote.
I'm Conor McGregor, and when I'm not eating cabbage and drinking beer, I'm talking with an Irish brogue. That was my shitty impersonation of an Irish brogue, by the way. Tickle me, shillelagh. Man, it's taking forever.
I know, right?
The hell?
Hold on, me.
Getting blue balls waiting.
You always have blue balls.
Well, I don't know how that happened.
Alright, I have thought, this quote-unquote McGregor's thing. I have thought about WWE for the most part. I think these guys are pussies, to be honest. They're messed up pussies, if you ask me. First, fair play to Brock. He got in, fought, but at the end of the day, he was juiced up to the fucking eyeballs. How can I respect that? The other guy, talk about CM Punk, hasn't fought yet, so I don't know about him yet. And then, people started going off about that, and his is his second tweet. I didn't mean no respect to WWE fans. What I meant to say was that I'd slap the head off your entire roster and twice on Sunday. So, like, of course, all the WWE superstars started jumping in, talking shit back to him. So, do you honestly think there's anyone? You probably don't know the roster fully. Do you think there's anyone on the roster?
The roster right now?
Yeah.
No, I don't. But I don't know the full roster right now.
Is there anyone other than Brock would probably kill him?
Yeah.
Cause just by size.
Yeah.
What about Kurt Angle?
At this point, as much as I have love and respect for Kurt Angle, no.
No, because of all the fucking.
Because he's older, man.
Yeah.
He's older.
Well, and problems with his neck and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. He has neck issues. He has more than neck issue actually. He's got
a couple things going on.
He's old. He's an old athlete now.
Yeah.
You know? And no, I mean, like, I don't even think. I mean, as much as like, I hope I don't catch heat for this, but I don't think even Kurt would even last a minute.
Yeah.
You know, against like a guy like Conor McGregor, because Conor McGregor's young, he's fucking fresh, you know, and he actually scraps. So yeah, I don't think he would last very long in an actual fight. No.
Yeah. What about Nakamura? Because he does have a background of MMA.
Yeah, but what's it called? Like, not a huge background.
That's true.
You know, I mean, like as much as like I think there was one other podcast where I kind of like talked down on McGregor and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You have.
Yeah. But I mean, like, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you know, even though I don't think he's nearly as up to the hype that he is, you know, that they get it, like he's the next great thing and stuff like that, blah 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 blah. You know, honestly, even though he was like kind of a dick to fucking talk shit like that, you know, all those guys. I'm sorry, man. At the end of the day, there's a far big difference between pro wrestling and actually fighting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know?
And I think this was his point.
And that exactly. And so, like, no, you know, I it's almost safe to say, yeah, he probably would take off most of his motherfuckers outside of Brock. I mean, like, shit. Because I mean, like, on top of that, I mean, like, yeah, he hasn't fought too many like top 10 contenders, but he fights. Yeah. You know, and he fights at a high level. Yeah. It's not like he fights on, like, you know, smoker cards or something like that. He fights on UFC. Yeah. You know, so he's fighting high level.
He's going to say he's fighting top tier guys in that sense.
Yeah. And these guys, I mean, are, what's it called? Though they put their body through a lot of stress and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from the athleticism. They're not fighting each other.
Yeah.
You know,
it's staged. Well, it's like, I mean, it's real in some sense, but it's not like totally like real and like.
But like I said, it's not, you know, exactly. It's not a fight. Yeah. You know? It's and I'm not taking anything away from wrestling whatsoever. You know. Yeah. I've done it. Yeah. You know, and it's a rough sport, but you know, as much as I hate to fucking put it in this sense, it's because it's choreographed. I know it's like not popular to say and stuff like that, but it's basically it's hardcore figure skating. I hate to put it that way. It sounds disrespectful, but I'm also trying to fucking make a joke here. That way I don't sound too serious. But like that's what it is. It's a really rough sport. But at the end of the day, again, like I said, they're not fighting each other. They're not trying to take each other's heads off. They're not trying to kill each other. You know, not that, you know, they're trying to kill each other in MMA either. But yeah, they are trying to knock. We are trying to knock each other out. We are trying to fucking, you know, submit motherfuckers and stuff like that. Yeah. There's no when we put somebody in submission. There's no dramatic. Oh, let's hold until there's no dramatization because we know, hey, if we stay in this any longer, in seconds, what's it called? Our bones are gonna split or we're gonna choke out. We better tap. Yeah. You know, it's real in that sense. In the sense of like we are actually trying to take each other's heads off. We are trying to fucking end the fight. You know, we're in MMA. I mean, we're in wrestling. It's real in the sense that you can't fake a slam. You can't fake, you know. So them guys will take your punishment, but they're not trying to hurt each other.
Yeah. Well, I almost wonder, like, I don't know if he's just trying to say this to stir up shit and, you know, trying to,
Conor McGregor,
you know, trying to, you know, try to get some money out of WWE, saying, you know, because, you know, they're probably going to use this later on. Yeah. Watch this asshole's going to be at, like, WrestleMania next year doing some match.
Well, he's just being Conor McGregor. Yeah. And in that sense, I'll call him for what he is, man. He's losing attention right now. Yeah. He's losing. He was losing some fan base, shit like that. And Conor McGregor's doing what Conor McGregor has done, and he's just running his fucking mouth.
It's honestly kind of smart to think about, because what he's doing, he's like, I'm going to piss off the WWE people so they watch my fight and watch me think they're going to get my ass kicked by Diaz. Well, unfortunately, he is going to get his ass kicked by Diaz.
But, anyway.
But, you know, they're going to pay money to watch me fight. Yeah. You know, it's smart because it's like, and people are falling for it like easily.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's why I said it. That's why I said it the way I said it.
Yeah.
Man. You know, because before that, you know, he started losing interest. He has to lose a little following and stuff like that. And it's like, man, well, what can I do to get some attention back on me? I'm gonna talk shit about about WWE, who has a big following as well. So, boom, there you go. You know?
Yeah. Well, enough about that jackass.
Yeah, fuck him.
Let's talk about something really dear to our hearts. I'm talking about misrepresentation of horror movies.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, I was wondering when we were gonna get on that.
Oh yeah. So
can we before we even start with that, can we kind of go like what originated this whole idea to begin with?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to take it?
Yeah, I'll take it because it was my status basically.
Okay.
Actually, you know, and to the point, I don't even remember how that status went anymore.
Oh, don't worry. I think I probably can find it for us.
Nah, you know what? But what's it called? We got the horror movies either way on that status. And I remember commenting on Halloween and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's it called? Like, I remember in the status, like, commenting on Bambi, and then, like, the dude, what's it called? My friend, who I'll leave nameless for right now, he was like, who didn't cry in the middle of Bambi and stuff, and I was like, I didn't cry in the middle of Bambi. I actually laughed. I mean, he called me, like, an asshole or something like that. I was like, look, no, because the Bambi is not sad. You know what's a sad movie? Halloween. You know what? And I know I said it as a joke and all stuff like that, but like, bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I really started really thinking about it. The movie is fucking sad, man.
What, Halloween?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's just a brother trying to get back to his sister.
I mean, like, I said it in there as a joke, but like, you know what's it called? Like, especially the Rob Zombie remake of it, which is one of the few remakes I actually do like.
Yeah.
Because he put more backstory into Michael Myers. And he gave him more of a human touch at the beginning and stuff like that. So, like, here you have this kid, you know. His family life's a fucking mess, you know. What's it called? Did they ever establish that dude was a stepdad or anything? Or no, it was just his mom's boyfriend, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a fucking dick to him, you know. You know, and he's a, you know, his sister's a fucking dick to him and shit like that, and so he has problems and stuff like that. And he starts to show early signs of basically being a psychopath, you know? So, and like I said, his father is pretty much mentally abusive to his ass.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go as far, even though they didn't really show it in the movie, he'd probably physically abusive to his ass.
I would assume so, yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
You know? And he's taking all this heat and shit like that, so then, yeah, of course this fucking kid snaps. Fucking murders, like, practically his whole fam. You know, but he spares his sister, his little baby sister.
Yeah.
And shit. And then like what's it called? Like years later and stuff. Or when he gets committed to the hospital. Then his mom commits suicide. You know, it's a fucking sad story. It really. And here it was all basically because this kid could have got helped a lot earlier, but they just kind of just neglected his ass. You know.
Do you think he was trying to be protective of his sister?
I don't know. I mean, they never really went into that. I'm gonna go with my own assumptions of it, cause like later on, even like when he broke out and stuff like that, and you know when you saw it even in the movie, like before like he became an adult and stuff like that, I think it was just more like that was his only glimmer of what happiness is. Like, hey, this little kid and I'm my baby sister and we're happy. I like remember the scene in the kitchen. When, like, you know, they bring the baby sister and he's like, hey, whatever her fucking name was, I don't remember anymore. And he's like being all sweet with her, and then like the father fucking makes fun of him and starts calling him a faggot and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
I think that's just it. He was like, hey, that's you know, he wanted to get back at that because to him that's his only glimmer of happiness. That's his only connection to humanity that he has left. Yeah, you know. I mean, and that's what like later on when he broke out and stuff like that, that's who he was trying to find. Yeah. I mean, like in the earlier movies, like later, I think after like John Carpenter stopped really getting involved in stuff like that, and other fucking assholes started getting, kept pushing the fucking movie on though. Oh, and they started trying to like bust it out with because he has to kill his whole family because of the druids and shit like that, and blah blah. And that's when the movies started turning to garbage. Yeah, but. That's why I do like how the original.